everyone, I'm Chris Erkley. Welcome to your Monday edition of the PE Crime Blotter. A 12-year-old boy who 2 years ago shot and killed his neo-Nazi father was found responsible of a second-degree murder in a Riverside courtroom this morning. I'm joined now by Press Enterprises' John Asbury. John, you're in the courtroom this morning. Talk a little bit about the judge's decision.
Yeah, the judge said that it was clear that this boy knew what he was doing was wrong when he killed his father. And there has been no dispute that he killed his father, but he was only 10 years old at the time, and the defense had put on a history of violence that the boy had since as young as 18 months old. And growing up, and his parents could not control him. He was subject to prenatal drug abuse and abuse by his father, and basically she said that the system had failed him leading up to this.
This was not an easy trial for anyone involved. The prosecution came out afterwards and spoke about how difficult this was to prosecute.
I was concerned that because of his age, it would be very difficult for any court to make what I thought was the correct legal finding. The judge did that in this case, and I really commend her because it would have been easy not to do that. But there's also a lot of sadness in it. The really important part of this case wasn't so much today's finding, although it was necessary, but it's what do we do now? I mean, how does he get the kind of help that may be available, if there is any?
Now, John, as difficult as this was for the prosecution, they still do believe that this boy is a danger to society.
Yeah, and that's basically been what this case has been about. This boy had stabbed his sister and other students with pencils growing up. He tried to choke a teacher with a telephone cord. And basically what this case is all about is finding the right place for this boy and getting him the help he needs. Hopefully one day he can live a normal life.
The defense afterwards, when they spoke with the media, they were very concerned about where the boy would end up and believe he would fall victim to the system.
This young man deserves a lot better. He deserves a loving atmosphere. He deserves a chance to be something other than a freak. And again, nothing personal, but I hope he doesn't turn into a media freak, because he's not. He's a human being who's got some really positive and normal and decent and good desires. There's not a racist bone in his body. He's just somebody we owe a lot more to than what we've given so far.
Now, John, as far as where the boy could end up next, of course, we have the sentencing in about a month. What are his options?
Well, that's what the defense is worried about, is that if he falls into the what would be normally prison for an adult court, it's a juvenile detention system, and the defense had said that he'd be among the worst of the worst of killers, rapists, and so on. And so that the defense is hoping that this boy could be placed in some sort of alternative treatment program to avoid that type of punishment mentality and get him some real rehabilitation and therapy, and hopefully he can come out better on the other side.
All right, John, thanks for joining us. That does it for your Monday edition of the PE Crime Blotter. Be sure to stay tuned right here on PE.com for the latest on this story.